Oh, hey. This is episode 3. I'm calling it, What the Heck Do I Do With My Broccoli Leaves? I'm going to tell you. Come here. Is that weird?
Perfect.
So this is some of the broccoli that we grew this year. Some years we have really great broccoli harvest. Some years we have really not so great broccoli harvest, which I might have cried before in the past. But this year is a good year. So this is year to celebrate the broccoli. All right, so this weekend we pulled the broccoli plants from the garden, and what we're left with is these massive broccoli plants that have beautiful leaves on and big stalks. And what are you gonna do with those? Okay, you can compost that, and that's awesome. We compost. Composting is super cool. You can feed it to your chickens or your rabbits. That's also cool. But did you know that you can cook with the broccoli leaves? Yes, you can. So I have a whole lot of broccoli leaves here, and I have some broccoli stalks too. And what I like to do with this is I like to make vegetable broth. And you can use vegetable broth in so many recipes. Slow cookers, casseroles, soups, basically anything. Well, not anything. I wouldn't recommend like cereal in vegetable broth. That's kind of weird. But you know what? You do you. But in this episode, we're gonna make vegetable broth from these beautiful broccoli leaves. So let's get cooking. So this recipe is a bit of a mix and match. You definitely wanna use broccoli leaves and broccoli stalks and cloves of garlic. And if you just use those 3, those are gonna make an amazing vegetable broth. But you can use other kitchen scraps as well. I'm gonna add some carrot peels, and then I'm gonna add some collard green stems that, if you guys remember in episode 2, I made a delicious soup with collard greens. You can also use potato peels. You can use chopped up onions or onion peels, leftover like the scraps of zucchini and eggplant. What else you use? The ends of green beans when you trim them, sugar snap peas. You can use anything that you have in your kitchen that maybe you don't want to compost. Throw it in the pot and it's going to make really great broth. But the star of this is the broccoli leaves. So these guys are the star. So you want to use a big pot. This is a big spaghetti pot and it holds a lot. So we're gonna add our 8 cups of water, and I already have 4 cups in here to make it easy to show you. So we just add the 8 cups of water. And now we're going to add the broccoli leaves. These have been washed, so you wanna wash them beforehand to make sure there's no dirt or other things like little critters. Hey, it happens. Put the broccoli leaves into the pot. You don't even need to cut them up. This is as easy as it gets. Throw the broccoli stalks in there. Throw your cloves of garlic. Throw any other kitchen scraps that you're using. I'm gonna throw my collard greens, and then I'm gonna throw my broccoli peels in there. And now I wanna add 1 teaspoon of salt. Woo. There you go. And then lastly, you wanna add 2 bay leaves. This is gonna look a little weird because my bay leaves are always crushed, but trust me, this is 2 bay leaves. And I'm just gonna sprinkle them in there. And then I'm gonna grab a spoon and stir it, but I totally forgot the spoon, so I will be right back. All right, here's a spoon, here's a spoon. Okay, now you're just gonna wanna stir it. There's a lot of stuff in here. Just make sure the salt and the bay leaves and the garlic, everything is in the water. So all the ingredients are in here, and I am gonna show you guys how clear this is to begin with. Can you see that? Let me get some more. This is clear water. So at the very end, you're gonna see that it actually turns into a yellowy vegetable broth. So this is the before. Remember what this looks like. All right, so you are gonna wanna bring this to a boil, and then you're gonna cover with a lid and simmer for 1 hour. All right, be back in an hour. Mommy's running? Who else is running? Sally's running! So the vegetable broth is done. Now we're gonna take a look. Are you excited? I am. All right, so you can tell right away how much the broccoli leaves broke down. Look at those. Let me see if I can grab one. See how much it broke down? Oh, and it smells so good. All right, so you remember before we cooked it, I showed you how clear it was. Well, this is the test to see how vegetable-y it really is. And you can see, look at that. So you want to get the broth out, and the easiest way that I find by doing this is pouring the broth through a colander with a bowl underneath that's going to catch the broth. And this is hot, so be careful. And you might make a mess, so you might want to wear an apron and not a pastel purple jumpsuit. But as you can see here, we are getting a lot of broth, and the vegetables are just kind of falling in, and here comes the vegetables. All right, looks like we got, woo! Looks like we got the majority of all the vegetables in there. And wow, this smells, I know I keep saying it, but it smells so good. So I'm gonna pull the colander out and let all the broth go into the bowl. So you're gonna have a lot of scraps left, a lot of leaves left. You should compost those. And if you want more information on composting, you can check out my blog. All right. So now you have a big bowl of vegetable broth. You could use this immediately for a recipe. I'm gonna put some in a mason jar. You can can the broth. You could freeze the broth. Or I like to fill 1 or 2 mason jars and put it in the refrigerator. It'll last a couple days, and that way I have it on hand for recipes. So I'm gonna put this plastic funnel right in there. It makes for easy pouring, hopefully. And I'm just gonna, oh shit, not easy pouring. So this is a real cooking show. And that was a real oopsie daisy. So this bowl here doesn't have a lip on it. Well, that's just pouring it in there. Instead, measuring cup. And now, no accidents. All right, look how beautiful this broth is. We're gonna make vegetable soup tonight, and it is gonna be amazing. This makes about 7 cups of vegetable broth. We use 8 cups of water, but 1 cup of that pretty much evaporates when it's cooking. And now we have lots of vegetable broth. I hope you guys found this recipe super helpful. And now when you have your broccoli leaves and your plants and you're not really sure what to do with them, now you know. You're gonna make vegetable broth because look at this. All right, I hope you guys had fun. Subscribe. I still don't know where the button's at. It's over there, over there, over there. Enjoy.